Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. My name is Bren. This is the upper tier What's the Crackdown with SmackDown, and I am live as always with Emma. Emma, happy Christmas. How are you? How is life?
Merry Christmas, everybody. I think I'm just stuffed with turkey and ham and stuffing and a lot, to be honest. How are you doing?
Yeah, well, look, the Christmas period. I think it's the thing about the Christmas period. It's the build up and it's everything. But what I'm noticing this year about Christmas, actually, on on the likes of the TikTok machine and on other social media stuff, everyone's like, "What did you get? That's wrestling related. What did you get? What wrestling
Oh,
presents did you get?" Oh, I like this. I'm stopped in my tracks. What did you
guys.
get, Emma?
Well,
I don't know this, by the way. We haven't. Go on.
my sister got the Money in the Bank huge ring, and she got Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, John Cena, Roman Reigns, loads of them.
Yes.
And we got it's this kind of game console that has all the old games, and we have like WWF like WrestleFest
Warzone.
and stuff.
Oh, wrestle. Yes, I have it. It's deadly.
Yeah, we have that. So we've been playing matches like all the time. So it's been
This
brilliant.
They are class. The old school games. You'll have a good few of those old school games on
Oh
that
yeah,
as well. The likes of Mario, the
yeah.
likes of Sonic, and there's
We've been
other
playing a
games as
lot.
well.
Yeah, playing a lot of Bomberman actually.
Bomberman is brilliant. And you know what?
Yeah.
Play this game, right? Play it on multiplayer. It's the best crack. Let me know. Well, there's two games I'm gonna say go to. One of them is Gunstar Heroes on the Sega Mega Drive. Classic,
Oh
unbelievable.
yeah.
And the other one was I forget the other one. Play Michael Jackson Moonwalker for the crack.
Oh yeah. You have to have a bit
Just
of
play it for the crack.
Mickey J in there. Yeah,
It's
definitely.
a terrible game, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious in
Okay,
places.
definitely.
Um, so yeah, so here we are. The Christmas period is over. Happy Christmas to everybody. I hope
Yeah.
everybody had a great Christmas, a good Stevens Day or Boxing Day or whatever day, depending on where you're from. It doesn't really matter. We've obviously had SmackDown. We know SmackDown was pre-recorded 2 weeks ago. We're going to go through it anyway. We're going to go through some one or two news bits. There'll be gimmick infringement at the end of the show. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So before we get into SmackDown or a couple of things about SmackDown, let's comment on some. Let's see some comments. Not comment. Well, we can comment on them too. Hello, Sharon. Great to see you back. And well, wait till I tell you. She's talking about her Christmas haul. Emma, her Christmas haul. I've seen it. It is
Yeah.
amazing. It is
Really.
phenomenal. I'm a massive Cody
Oh.
Rhodes fan, so unbelievable. Anto, hey everybody, how you, Anto? We will get into it. SmackDown, class solid SmackDown. Let's see who agrees and who doesn't agree. Hey
Mhm.
guys, hope you enjoyed the Christmas. Hello, Keith Siri. We did enjoy the
Yeah.
Christmas, and I will be seeing you on Tuesday when we do our end of year show. It's going to be a blast. Evening, Emmett.
Great.
Barry, happy Christmas, man. I hope you're doing well. And I'm going to go to Keith here, and then we go straight into SmackDown. Drew and Bob Backlund segment was class. Right. Okay. Keith, I know what you're trying to do. Keith, Bob Backlund and Cody Rhodes are two very different people. We had a big bust up by, well, I wouldn't call it a big bust up. He basically compared Cody Rhodes to Bob Backlund
Oh.
on Pro Wrestling Weekly. If I could have jumped through the screen and drop kicked him, I would have. But Keith, uh, much love, my man. I didn't. We're obviously not going to do that, but yeah, that was a bit of crack, all right. So before we touch on SmackDown, right? Because there was a couple of high points to SmackDown, and I think we predictably match of SmackDown, which we'll touch on in a few minutes, has been the match of SmackDown for the last few weeks. The same man involved. I want to touch on
Yeah.
two feuds that need to die, two feuds that that need to be brought out to the yard and just put down. Damian Priest and Aleister Black. That feud needs to
Yeah.
die, and I actually think they're going to have a blow off next week. But
Yes.
also the Wyatt Six and the MFTs. Oh my God. So come here, Emma. Are you enjoying any of those feuds? Or are you thinking the same thing?
I am thinking the exact same thing as you because next week obviously we have the ambulance match, which
Yes.
let's hope that's the end. They'll have their
Yeah.
big thing. That'll be it. Also, the White Six. Something needs to be done there. I can't keep defending them. We can't keep defending them. That's all
I
I'm saying.
defend them. I defend them every week. And to be fair to Niall, Niall holds me accountable every single week. And at this
Yeah.
stage, like you said, it is getting a bit hard. What I would say with the ambulance match next week, here's what I say. I say give Priest an injury storyline. Let him repackage, very similar to what
Yeah.
Roman Reigns did a few years ago, and let him come back as a complete badass. Just
That was
less
yeah.
words, more smash. That's the Damian Priest we need. We don't
Mhm.
need, and again, it's not a knock on the guy because he seems deadly, but we don't need another Undertaker type thing. And I know he's an Undertaker fan, and it's not too bad to pay tribute, but I think he's pushing it a bit.
No,
So
we need to
look,
be a powerhouse, to be honest.
completely. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a powerhouse that just kicks the arse off people. So
Yeah.
SmackDown opened with our friend Joe Hendry and a Joe Hendry concert. What did you
That
think of the Joe Hendry concert?
I honestly, I think obviously we all have our things about SmackDown. It hasn't been
Yeah,
this great or something, but I love segments like this. It's
yeah,
Christmas. Joe Hendry's out. We have R-Truth as a Easter bunny because that's his gimmick thing because he was Santa for Halloween. And then we have like Otis as Santa. They have Tozawa as the elf and stuff. Like it's just great. And of course the song he sang was great. That was so
oh,
funny. Even like I was laughing my head off watching it. I was like, this is
it
great.
was it was so good. And look, the Miz deserves all the credit in the world for doing what he did here. Because look,
Yeah.
they had the miracle. It's not Christmas without WWE doing a miracle on 34th Street Fight.
Mhm.
And they had that. And look, it was what it was. It was a lot of fun. A lot of goofiness. But look, this time of year, especially after the last few weeks, do you know what? Give us a bit of goofy wrestling. Let us
Exactly.
100%. The lads were just getting ready to go. Lads and ladies were just getting ready to finish up for Christmas. So look, this SmackDown was always going to be what it was, but I do think there was some really, really good high points, and I enjoyed this. Joe Hendry
Yeah.
he's a superstar.
He actually is. He really is. Like he's a great wrestler as well. And he has that
He's
comedic
fantastic.
effect. He's brilliant. He really is. And his singing's great. There's no denying
Oh,
that.
he's fantastic. But he started on YouTube. If
Yeah.
I'm correct, he started on What Culture on YouTube. Now, What Culture, I used to be addicted to that channel. Adam Blampier, there was another Adam as well, and they even had a pro wrestling. They had a pro wrestling not pay per view company for a while, and it was pretty cool. Um, but come here, you enjoyed the Miracle on 34th Street match, yeah?
Honestly,
It was
yeah, I
deadly.
think it was a great opening.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was great. Definitely. And The
oh,
Miz, like, he's one of my favorites. I love him. He's so great.
he's one of the best of all time. And look,
Yeah.
like I'm throwing that around a lot about John Cena lately, but the Miz deserves a lot of credit, particularly with the amount of shit that he's put up with over the last year or so.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
it leads us into the women then, which was Charlotte Flair and Lash Legend. Straightforward, Charlotte Flair for the win. What did you think of that
Yeah.
match?
I see. I'm really enjoying Lash Legends at SmackDown,
Yeah,
but here's the thing. And I'll say this every week, is just the women's SmackDown division. It's just lacking in so much story. So much could be done, but it just
yeah,
feels like they're just putting these two people here for a few weeks, have them fight.
yeah,
The tag teams don't have a proper story. They'll do a singles and then maybe that's it. And like again, this
yeah.
match it was good. Like there's no points about it. Lash Legends as well,
Mhm.
she's brilliant. Nia Jax and Alexa, they're brilliant. But it's just you almost feel like it's just kind of they're just putting it there. You need proper story on SmackDown, and hopefully with this whole 3 hour thing, it will evolve a bit.
You're spot on. In my opinion, I think there's no real advancement in any story here. I did say it last week. I'll say it again this week. I think they're leading up to some kind of like big gimmick match. Maybe. Well, I know the Royal Rumble's coming up, so they're all gonna go hell for leather there. And I know later on in SmackDown there was an eight woman tag match
Yeah.
announced for next week. So maybe something happens there. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
have to see what happens because, like I said, to me, it was what it was. Like there was some good wrestling in it, but that's the minimum you should be doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And
I mean,
like also kind of like off topic, but they changed Lash Legends theme.
did
I was a
they?
bit annoyed at that. Yeah, I was a bit
I
annoyed
didn't
at
even
that.
notice that.
They
Ah,
changed the theme and like it wasn't as like, it wasn't really her. I was like, "Oh man, what are you doing? Stop now." Like,
ah,
but listen, the match was good. They're all so talented, but I think if you're just gonna have a big special where you do like an 8 women's tag match or something, you need stuff week by week. You can't just throw that at the audience and then be like, "Oh, but
yeah.
the women's division's great. We have this thing." When you don't build on the storylines properly, like you do with Cody and Drew or Alistair and Damien,
Oh, oh. Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you. Particularly, like you said, the SmackDown, a lot of depth is missing, and they could do so much with the talent that they have. And that's one of my
Mhm.
biggest frustrations with WWE. I'm a broken record now at this stage. Every major storyline is practically leaked. We all know what the crack is there. I think the Royal Rumble winner was announced there during the week. I
I saw that
do
on
you know?
Facebook actually. Yeah,
Did you see it? They're saying it's
yeah.
Roman Reigns. Now listen,
Oh, stop.
this this podcast is the 27th of December, 2025. If Roman Reigns wins, I will absolutely run amok on the watch along.
What
Honestly,
happened to
I
Sami
will.
Zayn?
Sami Zayn was rumored a few months ago, but I mean,
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe Niall wrote a strongly worded letter in, saying he'd kidnapped John Cena if they didn't change their minds before Saturday night's main event. But look, if Reigns wins, and again, nothing against Reigns, I love Reigns. Reigns is
No,
he speaks for
there's nothing
himself.
against Reigns. Listen,
And
listen. He's a great man.
come here, I sent you a picture the other day of the Reigns and the charity, or I put it on the
Oh,
TikTok
stop.
machine.
I
I put
was
it on the
like, oh,
TikTok machine, wasn't it?
yeah. I was like,
And it's basically Roman Reigns not shouting about it. Didn't have any WWE cameras. It was the owner of the pizza delivery place. He was doing pizza deliveries on his own time to help people out and to help people less fortunate. That's
and the
that's
fact he
that's
was like, this, yeah, and he was like, this guy said his name's Joe. And I was like,
it was
yeah.
so cool, wasn't it? It's like this is Joe. To me, this
And
guy is Joe, and to us, he's the
it's,
coolest freaking guy on the planet.
yeah, like that's
But
just insane.
he shouldn't win the Royal Rumble. He should not win the Royal Rumble, and we shouldn't even know about it. So look, I'm telling you now, I'll absolutely run amok if Reigns wins the Rumble, and it's nothing against Reigns.
Me
It's
too.
just one of these things. It's another bleeding leak, and I'll go mental. Anyway, I need something to make me happy, so I'm gonna move on to
Yeah.
the best match week on week. The one of the even
Mm-hmm.
I'm way past it now at this stage. I'm never gonna become a professional wrestler, but I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my god, I think I can do this. I think I can bleed and do this. I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna I'm gonna go train with Fight Factory Pro Wrestling and become the next big thing.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
100%, right? But that's how good
We'll,
this
you know
match
what?
was.
We'll get all of the upper tier into Fight Factory for a session.
A
Everybody.
tr- that's a genius idea. Oh my
That would be
god.
gas. That would be
We
gas.
Do you know what? We need to bring the team together and we need to film it
Listen.
and we need to put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Basically, the upper tier Pro Wrestling Weekly run the ropes through Fight Factory. Of course, a lot of approval, a bit of insurance forms may need to be signed, but leave that with us. We'll get back to you because Emma, that's a cracker of an idea.
So cool. That
Um,
would be.
Dragonoff versus Hayes. What did you
I'm.
think?
That match was insane. Both of them were putting each other over, and like everything they did was just amazing. They had such great ring chemistry. Like it was so good.
Hayes being highlighted the way he was, even that suplex from the top rope into a cutter.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh,
heart of divine. Everything
I
that they
was.
did was golden.
It was insane. It was actually insane. It was the best one of the whole show. Best match of the whole show. One of my favorite matches, probably in the last few weeks, to be honest.
Well, I would put a contender for one of the matches of the year. It was absolutely
Yeah.
unbelievable because it was just that good, and it was one of those things where I was like, do you know what? Dragonoff needs to win the Rumble. That's who needs to win the Rumble. Reward the guys that are
Ooh.
putting in the work. How cool would it be if Dragunov wins the Rumble? Am I
That
like?
would be insane.
It would be unbelievable. And some people would probably say, Bren, that's probably not a great idea. Because obviously where he is in the card, screw it. Give him the
Yeah,
ball. That man
exactly.
deserves it.
Listen, there's a time when Roman Reigns was hated. Why not put Dragunov to win the Royal Rumble?
Well, Dragunov isn't even hated, so it's
No,
well,
exactly.
absolutely incredible. And again, man of the match, Dragunov. The match itself was incredible. And I think we're going to have a bit of a discussion on Pro Wrestling Weekly about some of the highlights of the year. And this to me was an absolute highlight. Incredible.
Definitely.
Incredible.
And again, we have our new United States champion, Carmelo Hayes.
And a big congrats. He's fourth singles title. And you know what? Well deserved, particularly over the last few
Definitely.
weeks and how he's been highlighted. Well, I'm absolutely chuffed for Carmelo Hayes. Let's hope he keeps the open challenge. Let's just call it the US title should be the open challenge title.
Yeah, that would be insane. And again, like I think the crowd were delighted. They were so happy.
Well, at that stage, I think like they would have been there a few hours at that stage, so that match would have made them come alive. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this is like that's why I watch pro wrestling. Those two guys. If I sometimes you get asked the question, if you were to take somebody who doesn't like wrestling, and maybe I'll throw it out there to people, if you were to take somebody who doesn't like wrestling, what match would you show them that you would think, yeah, they'd look at that and go, yes, that is incredible. What's your go-to wrestling match? Somebody who doesn't like wrestling or doesn't know much about it, what do you show them? That's a contender right there. Absolutely incredible.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, like anyone watch that match, even if you don't like wrestling, it's like, wow, these guys were like born to be wrestlers. This is
Yeah,
what it's all about. It's insane.
it's it's incredible. We'll take some comments real quick before we move on. All joking aside, Cody and Drew was class. I'm delighted they brought back the 3 stages of hell match. This has to end the feud. It can't go on after 3 stages of hell. Keith, I totally agree with you. 3 stages of hell match was my favorite match to play in the SmackDown games in the early 2000s. It was absolute cracker. 3 stages of hell. I'd often put the first match a singles match, the second match, say a hardcore match, and the third match either a Hell in a Cell or a Last Man Standing. And obviously, I'd have it on easy, and I'd kick your man's head in. Like, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's just the way it was. Anto's in. Yes, agree. Damian Priest go off and come back for the Rumble. Anto, I agree with you there. Sharon says Joe is going to be a superstar in WWE. I think she might be talking
Oh,
about Roman. Oh, she's not. Sorry.
Joe
Joe Hendry.
Hendry.
Sorry. I was like,
Oh,
ooh.
Roman. I hope Roman gets a push. You know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's all right. But if he wins the Rumble, I'm still going to run amok. Henry versus The Miz was class.
Oh yeah,
And
no
it
same.
was top stuff. Just fun and laughs. The song was hilarious. The Miz pulling the small balls out of the Santa box. The tiny balls thing has to go. Do you know what I mean? It's like it was funny the
Mm,
first time for about 10 seconds. Last Legend was phenomenal. I hear you. She's definitely one for the future. Lash have
yeah.
Charlotte a good run for her money though. I think certainly in the
Oh yeah.
future, no doubt about it. Gave Charlotte even. Um, we have Anto in the eight tag match next week is going to be mad. 4 versus 4. Lexi, yeah, Anto, it's going to be insane. Um,
Yeah.
I assume are you fucking serious? I assume you're talking about the Roman Reigns revelation. This is the rumors we read, Anto. Uh, stick with us, because if it happens, there'll be hell to pay. Elon said he would he give WWE 10 million to get the title back. Still going on. Elon Musk.
Elon.
Who's Elon? What's that a money thing if a huge amount was given to WWE? Okay, so I haven't heard that news about Elon Musk. Sharon Lynch, I would absolutely love to
No.
visit Fight Factory. Sharon, Fight Factory have a show this January, and we're all going to go. Fight Factory Pro Wrestling
Yeah.
have a show this January. Let's go. Let's check it out. Uh, Dara's in. Dara, good to see you. How is things? Be awesome seeing you at Fight Factory. It'd be a bit of crack, wouldn't it? Listen, I
Ooh.
don't think any of us, other than Emma, none of us have a day of. Well, I trained 3 times and I just couldn't do it. So it would be very
Do you
interesting to
remember how
see
to
where.
level?
Yeah,
Oh, sure, you're
I
grand
remember.
then. No bother.
I remember how to lock up. My only problem is, Emma, I can't suplex people without falling to the side.
Oh,
I would break somebody's neck. I wouldn't be very good. Shout out to a guy called Milky. Not sure what his real name is, because he showed me a lot of patience when I went training with OTT in Ballyfermot. So big shout out to that man, because there was a lot of patience there. I showed up for 3 sessions. Oh man! But look, we'll get back to you on that. I'm going to put that forward in the upper tier group conscience this week. So my heart was in my mouth the entire time. They were both amazing. Yes, they were. Breaker to win a Rumble or Elimination Chamber, and that would be all right with
I'd
that.
love for him to win
It would be better
Elimination
than the
Chamber
news we got the other day. Well, look, I mean, or the Rumble if he loses to your
or
boy,
the Rumble. Yeah,
which
yeah.
we'll talk about
What?
your we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that match. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. I'm gonna ask you about that actually. Um, Cody versus KO in the ladder match. What a match.
Oh,
Bren,
brilliant match.
oh, here we go. Here's a comment from Keith. Bren, are you and that other scrub Dave not doing any live shows or on your Scrubs page? Even though I'm a fan of Scrubs, I subbed to give you some support. Keith, I appreciate that. What Keith is referring to is myself and Dave from Pro Wrestling Weekly. We do another podcast about Scrubs. I won't plug it here until the end of the show, but we don't actually record it live like we're going out live now. We pre-record it, and then it goes out a couple of days later. It's about the TV show Scrubs. It's an absolute blast to do. We've done 2 episodes so far. 2 lads from Dublin, so we've called it Dubs. Dubs talking Scrubs. It's really good if you're a fan of Scrubs. The reboot is coming in February, and we're doing a couple of watching a few episodes. So I recommend it if you're a fan of Scrubs. Thank you for that, Keith. I'm going to run amok if Nikki wins that title January 5th. Keith, we don't agree on many things, but I swear to God, if Nikki wins that title, and I think Niall could be right, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Anyway, I
Yeah.
need to ask Emma, because just whilst we're thinking about it, what's your take? Is CM Punk gonna beat Breaker next week?
Listen, I don't care if I have to get in that ring myself. CM Punk is not losing to Braun Breaker yet. I don't care. I don't care what I have to do. You know what? I'll suplex him. You know what? I'll do something. I'll get on the plane right now. I don't know. But if CM Punk
I'll get
loses
on the
that
plane
title,
right now.
oh,
I'll get on the plane right
I'll
now.
get on the plane right now. Where's CM Punk?
Oh, that
Sleepy
is
Joe said he's gonna lose the title.
absolute cracker. Absolute cracker. Unbelievable.
No, but like, if he loses the title, I promise you guys on the upper tier channel, I will be like the New Day. I'll be wearing black with a black veil over me. I have like, I won't, yeah,
There'll be a
it's not gonna
mourning
lose it.
period.
It's fine.
We're going to talk about
Yes.
somebody else now. One of our favourites, Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green teamed up with Alba Fire to go against Julia and Kiana James. And basically, this Julia obviously pinned Chelsea to win this match. What did you think of this match
Yeah.
overall? What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah. Again, I just think this episode kind of just reinstated for me that the women's division just has no story. Can you imagine if Chelsea Green was involved in the story where she was like sassy, like they'd throw digs at each other, like they'd cut promos and stuff? Like it would be insane. And again, you know what? This match was good. I'm glad to see Julia get some time on air. To be honest, I'm really
Yeah,
glad because she's so talented. She really deserves it. And as much a
100%.
fan of Chelsea I am, it's good to see Julia get that win. What do you think of it?
Yeah, look, like that. I think it lacked depth. I don't think there's any big follow up angle that's been attached to it. It seems like do you know what? It felt like a lot of filler with very low stakes. The best wrestling matches have
Yes,
some stakes, even the smallest, but it felt like it was there to fill time with very low stakes. That's what it felt like. So, look, I wasn't a massive fan
yeah,
of it. Um, it was okay like that. Unfortunately, like the other women's match, it was just there, and that's it. It was
exactly.
just
And
there.
it's Bren. You keep freezing. It's kind of funny. It's like you're moving very slow because you'll go like that and then you'll go like that.
More technical issues. Not again.
Yeah, you're
Ah,
like that and then you're like that and then you're like this.
Bren's having another breakdown. No.
He's looking
Um,
mad after the Christmas.
come here. That pasta curry is after getting the better of me. But yeah, look, it was what it was. It was just there. There
Yeah.
wasn't anything to it. But it led into the next segment was segment of the year. Um, well, one of the segments of the year. And Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. What did you think of the whole thing?
Sorry, what you say? It just cut out.
What what did you think of the Drew McIntyre, Drew Macker? All right, Drew Macker. What's the story? Drew
Drew.
McIntyre and Cody Rhodes thing.
I really enjoyed this. I'm really looking forward to this match. I cannot wait. But I have a feeling Drew's gonna get the title. I don't know. What do you think?
So
What do you think of the whole thing?
before I comment on it, I'm gonna bring Acers in. Okay.
Yes.
Acer's already commented on this. Acer said Drew McIntyre is beating Cody Rhodes in Berlin and losing to Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble in a last man standing match. So, Acers, are you saying the title's gonna flip flop, go back and forward? Is that what you're saying? The thing about it is, what normally when Acer says something, it follows through.
Ah, but what if we have like Drew and Roman or something for the title? If
I
the Royal
do think
Rumble thing.
I I do think the Royal Rumble thing is true. I don't think we don't see Reigns to the Rumble, and I do think he's going to go win, and I do think my laptop's going to get drop kicked against the wall. But we'll comment on that when it happens. Look,
Yeah.
I think three stages of hell. It's a great stipulation. I'm looking forward to it. I think these two boys know what they're doing. I think it's going to be a cracker. Look, I don't want Cody to lose the title here, but there's no losers in this match because they're going to put on a bleeding
Yeah.
barn burner, and it's going to be quality.
It'll be brilliant. And they've been
It's going to
building
be
it up so much. I'm buzzing.
100%. And look, it's like this. You're talking about two guys with a very scarily early similar past. Well, Cody said the difference is he walked, Drew got fired. But what Drew was saying about his dad, Dusty Rhodes, one of my favorites, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes being in hell, really personalizing that story. It was some of the
Yeah.
best promo work from the two of them. And
Brilliant.
look, to me, this was the best segment. The best match was Dragunov, and I think, I think next week SmackDown goes to 3 hours. That doesn't necessarily mean this show gets
Yeah.
longer because it could be 3 hours of pure filler depending on who's in charge.
Exactly. We don't really know. But you know what? Our show will still be this good, guys. No matter what.
Uh, at the moment, I think our show is better than SmackDown. So there you go. Let's round it up.
Yeah.
SmackDown overall, what did you think?
Overall, you know what? It was a decent episode. I think just because the highs were really, really good. Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, Drew and Cody. And again, you know what? And as we said, I don't want to call them filler matches, but the other matches and stuff, they weren't even bad either. I think it made me think a lot more. So you know what? It was a decent enough episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Similar enough, like that. We agreed. There's some matches that were just there. Two feuds need to just die. They need to be taken to the back shed and shot, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
It was what it was. But look, I think on a positive note, one of the best matches I've seen in a very very long time, and that's a contender. There's been a few good matches, and one of the best promos, most personal promos that I've seen. So
Yeah.
like that overall, like hey, this SmackDown as a standalone was okay.
Yeah.
Um, it was decent enough.
It'll
So
be
with
interesting
that,
next week, to be honest.
this is it. SmackDown is 3 hours next week. We've got some
So
high stake matches, and I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. Emma's going to kick us off next week, and we're going to go through SmackDown, and it's going to be off the wall. I'm buzzing for it.
yeah.
Cautiously buzzing for it. I'm buzzing for it because look, I'm a Fed guy, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now,
We'll see.
before go ahead.
Oh, I just said we'll see, folks. We'll see.
Before we wrap the show up, right? there's a couple of things I want to get. There's one or two things I want to get your opinion on, and there's one or two things we're going to go through. There's a bit of gimmick infringement going to happen at the end of the show, but we'll touch on. But before we do, let's take a few more comments. Um, Sharon's in. Keith, Nikki cannot win that title. Sharon, amen. We all agree with you.
Even
Scrubs,
I
what a
agree.
show. Anto, Dubs Talking Scrubs, YouTube. It's not live. It's pretty good. It's myself and Dave that does it. Check it out. It's pretty good. Although I would say that I'm on the show. Punk cannot lose that title. Needs to keep it for another while. Sharon, I have a feeling Emma might agree with you.
Listen, Sharon, me and you will wreck the place if he loses. I'm telling you.
There might be more there next week.
No,
Uh,
Dermot.
Sharon, I'll jump into the ring and give her a GTS if she wins that title. I'm sorry, I can't be having it. I want everybody to picture Keith Siri jumping into the ring and giving a GTS to Nikki Bella.
And listen, if he goes training with all of us, he could make it happen. See what I mean?
Damn straight. Yeah. Everybody, I'm taking this very seriously, by the way, Emma.
Me too.
So, like, I'll talk to Katie, I'll talk to Phil, I'll ask them what do we have to sign. I think we're gonna do this.
You
Not straight
love,
away, it'll be in a couple of months' time, but we'll talk about how we're gonna execute that.
yeah,
But I think it's a issue in. And look, screw it. If I'm doing it on my own, I'll do it on my own. But I have a
yeah.
feeling one or two of the lads will jump on. Dave gets a pass because he lives in Scotland. Um, all right, Punk to retain the title until at least WrestleMania 42. Breaker will either Rumble or Chamber and have another crack at it. Anto, let's see if you're right. Da, 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 da. 100% Nikki needs to retire and be done with it. A lot of Nikki hate in this show, even for me. It's shit. Cody can't defend himself. You have something belong to Cody Rhodes, Sharon, I believe, and it looks amazing. She has a Cody Rhodes jacket, and it's
Oh wow.
absolutely incredible, incredible.
Oh my.
I swear, if Cody loses and doesn't attend when we're in Florida, I'll absolutely flip. So you're going to Florida. Cody is going to be there. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Whether or not he has a title, I don't know. Now, in other news this week, apparently, and I've seen this headline a couple of times throughout the year. I actually think it's bollocks, right? But
Mm,
apparently, they have Triple H's replacement lined up, and apparently, Triple H is on his last few months as head of creative. Now, wrestling news is like a random lottery. We don't know what's
yeah.
true. We don't know, But if this is the case, is this what you want to see? Is this what we want to see? Is this where we are now? Is it time for Triple H to go?
See, part of me's thinking, what if the replacement is almost as bad? Not as bad, but like, I don't know. I mean, when you think about everything that we've all talked about on the podcast over the last few months, almost is like it could be for the better, honestly, because
Yeah,
SmackDown Women's Division. You look at the storylines, you look at the winners and stuff. I mean, John Cena's retirement match. Like,
dead
you look
right.
at everything and you wonder, like, is it actually true? I mean, what do you think about it?
Uh, Look, I think I I think put him on a this gonna sound really corporate. Put him on a performance plan. Give him 6 months to shape up or
Yeah,
ship out. If I'm in charge of the company,
yeah,
but TKO seem to be a bit tone deaf, and they care about is the what's written on
mhm,
the dollar sign, and that's it.
yeah,
But I I want to still believe that Triple H can still do it. I want to still believe in him. I'm a Triple H guy. Niall is a big
yeah.
Triple H guy. I don't know whether it's true. It's just interesting that it's come up again. But if it was me, I'd put him on a performance plan. I'd say shape up, ship out, like what you said, Emma. I'd say I want to see improvements in the women's division. If
Yeah,
you ever book anything like that, John Cena, final again,
you're
I
gone.
won't. We won't only sack you; we'll kick you straight in the head. Do you know what I mean? It'll
Listen,
be get.
get Stephanie on the top. See what she does for a bit.
I mean, do you know what? You wouldn't be far off there either. But look, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So come here. Yesterday was a 5 year anniversary to somebody who from the wrestling community who we know and love, and it was
Yes.
Brody Lee. So Brody Lee was part of the Wyatts for many, many years as Luke Harper, and basically he went on to AEW. And he one of the best things I remember about Brody Lee is he did this brilliant thing before he went to AEW. He'd put out on Twitter, "It's Wednesday. You know what that means." And it was so cool. And he
Mm,
wouldn't show up, and people were like, "Oh, is he going to show up?" And when he eventually showed
yeah,
up, and they gave him the TNT title, it was just it was a deadly run. I was excited for him, and
yeah,
obviously when COVID came in, and Brody Lee was struck down with something, and I'm not sure of the circumstances, but COVID obviously definitely didn't help. It was a
yeah,
really, really sad loss to the wrestling world with somebody with so much potential.
yeah.
It's very, very sad, and it's just remembering him as his anniversary was yesterday. 5 years gone.
It
His
sounds like an insane amount of time, to be honest. It's madness.
It's crazy how quickly that it's gone.
Yeah,
His son was very looked after by I get AEW. All the credit in the world to AEW.
yeah,
Absolutely incredible. Cody Rhodes specifically also gets credit too for looking after Brody Lee Jr. Such tragic circumstances, and obviously our hearts and prayers are with the family, as
yeah,
they mourn him for the 5th year running,
yes,
which is very, very sad. But he was such a cool wrestler, and some of his
yeah.
promos and stuff like that was deadly.
He's one of
You
the
know what I mean?
wrestlers, like, when you want to become a wrestler, you'd almost study him, I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
Definitely.
he was so cool, and
Yeah,
it's just mad to think that 5 years ago. And I remember I heard it, I was like, "There's no way that has to be wrong." But
yeah,
look, as always, prayers and condolences to Brody Lee's family. I know it was 5 years ago, but his wife put something on Twitter today saying this year seems to be the hardest. She put it up yesterday. So prayers and condolences. Now we're gonna do some gimmick infringement, and we're gonna do birthdays. So Niall, I'm
yes.
stealing your gimmick just
Sorry,
just for
Niall.
today. And there's a reason I'm doing it. And the reason I'm doing it is because obviously, Emma, I'm doing the show with you. You're an aspiring wrestler. You're training. You're gonna lead the way to other women wrestlers in the future, as this woman led the way for women like yourself. And it's
Oh,
China's birthday today.
happy birthday, China.
China's
The
birthday. She absolutely
she's just
revolutionized women's wrestling.
she's just brilliant. I feel like I remember I watched this TikTok video and it was about like the parts of documentary about her and like, oh my god, it just made you cry. Just brilliant.
Yeah.
She's just brilliant.
She was very cool. I remember her debut, and I was in shock.
Mm,
Now, I was watching her I watched her debut on videotape. It was somebody recorded it on Sky Sports or something the night before, and we used to do this thing, Emma, where we'd pass the videotape around, the VHS around to each house.
mm,
And it
yeah,
depended on who recorded it, is the order you get the videotape. And I just remember saying, Who is that?"
I
Which
know.
I believe was Triple H's and Shawn Michaels' reaction when they seen her at a gym. But the stuff that she did can't be overlooked. Royal Rumble, a
No,
female IC champ, absolutely incredible. I read her book.
brilliant.
I've seen her biography. She had it so tough, and it's just
Yeah,
unfortunate how things ended because, to me, she is one of the best and biggest trailblazers for women of all time. As an aspiring female
yeah,
wrestler, you've obviously looked at some of our videos. You've obviously looked at some of our matches. Um, China,
yeah.
what does China mean to you as an aspiring wrestler?
Honestly, it's just I think when you think of becoming a female wrestler and who really inspires you, I think always at number one on your list is China. Definitely. Because
Yeah,
she paved the whole way for everybody and she's super talented. She had such a tough life. And what I love
yeah.
now is that even on social media, like there's this girl on TikTok who actually made a song about her and everything and about
No
kind of her
way.
life and stuff. Yeah, like there's people who they're some people actually there's a girl I follow and she won't watch WWE because Chyna's not in the Hall of Fame. She's that much of a fan.
Wow.
Which,
And so, and she deserves to be.
oh yeah,
Outside of a group, outside of DX, she deserves to be.
yeah, definitely. I
Um,
mean, she's amazing, really. If anyone doesn't like Chyna, I don't know what to tell you about you, to be honest.
I think you won't come across anybody that dislikes
No.
China. I think like what she did, her mark on the business, and let's not forget her story with Eddie Guerrero. If
Oh,
if if you haven't, if anybody hasn't seen, if there's any young people out there, I say young people, I don't mean to sound condescending, but if there's anybody younger out there that has never seen, just go to the YouTube machine and type in Eddie Guerrero, China, Eddie Guerrero, it doesn't matter, and watch it.
it's
It's
brilliant.
gold. It's gold.
Brilliant.
Mamacita. It's
Oh, my,
so funny.
brilliant.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation, or even how China started. It's just really unfortunate how it ended, and obviously very grateful that she was such a big part of wrestling that opened the door to, like I say, women like yourself, women like Beth Phoenix, women that we got
Yes.
later on. So
Exactly. Like she's for everyone, really. Everybody.
yeah,
It's
hundred
insane.
percent, 100%. And like that, I just recommend looking her up. So we'll close it out with a few comments, and then we'll do any other business then. So um, let's see. I am sorry if you go to Fight Factory, you may bet your life, Bren and I will be there. You will not be alone. Ah, thanks, Sharon. That means the world. We'll definitely be going to Emma's first match, TBA. We'll touch on that when we know more information. Not Triple H. TKO needs to go. And though I agree with you, TKO needs to, but that's never going to happen. It's all
Yeah.
about the money.
Yeah.
And what the alternative is, Vince. And I don't think we were very happy with Vince for the longest time. Um, does uh,
Nope.
does Triple H put more effort into Raw and SmackDown? Great question, Sharon. That's historic. That is historic. Raw's always seen as the A show and SmackDown's seen as the B show. And you should
Yeah.
look this up. Look up Paul Heyman talking about that. Because Paul Heyman used to be on SmackDown Creative. Did you hear this, Emma?
Yes.
You and he listened into a Raw phone call and he got caught on the phone call. There was murder.
Yeah.
Oh, it was antics back in the day. There's the Blanche coming out of Bren. Anto, the Blanche always comes out of Bren. Finglish, you mean, Anto? Yeah, well, you could argue both at this stage. I'm more Finglish than Blanche these days, but I'll never forget the old Blanche roots. Both, as Anto said, are spot on. Sharon comes in there. He make him the new baby's godfather. The new baby's godfather. What are you talking about? That sounds interesting.
Really?
Leanne got her belt a few weeks ago. It's Whopper. So, for those of you who don't know, Leanne is a friend of Antos and Sharon, who we met when we met Emma, when we met you at that event. This is how Emma is on the
Oh
show now.
yes.
We met Emma at a WWE live event. She gave us the bracelets. We were away in a hat, and then basically kept in touch, and that's where we are today. Same with Anto and Sharon. I met them at
Yeah.
a Lewis stop. It's just the wrestling community can be the best in the world. And anyway, Leanne was there, and it sounds like she got a new belt. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Maybe China inspired Rhea Ripley. And though I have no doubt China inspired Rhea Ripley. And Sharon, talking about
Def-
books, I can't seem to find a copy of AJ Lee's book. Leave that with me, Sharon. Leave that with me. I'd probably be able to find you a copy. So I'll get back to you, or if you want, send me now a message on Instagram, and I'll definitely get back to you. And we will find that book for you. Because funnily enough, I'm looking to get my hands on that book as well. But I'm more of an audible guy, so I need to listen to books. I'm a better listener than reader, despite the second name. So Emma,
True.
we're going into next week. We're going next week. We have Pro Wrestling Weekly. That's going to be on Tuesday. We're going
Yes.
to be talking about the highs and lows of 2025 as we approach 2026, and give a couple of hints as to
Ooh.
as to the direction, as to where the channel is going, because we're gonna up the ante in 2026. This channel is gonna be
Yeah.
phenomenal in 2026. The plans are fantastic, and we might touch on more of that, right? So Monday night we have Niall. with Mark and the football show. Like I say, I'm not Joe Football, but that is always a brilliant show. Tuesday night, Pro Wrestling Weekly. Thursday night will be New Year's Day, so you probably won't get Daz and Noel. And then Saturday night is back to us again. But in between all of that, there's some brilliant shorts. There's Dave's Dynamite. There's
Yeah.
Keith's Top Fives. I'm going to be dropping some shorts soon. That sounds weird. That sounded really weird. I won't be dropping
Yeah.
my short
Okay, Bren.
shorts. I'll be dropping YouTube shorts. That was a bit too weird. My apologies. But keep an eye on the channel, like and subscribe, because the upper tier channel is not just like my favorite part is the wrestling part, obviously, but the football part is brilliant. And
Yeah.
for the SmackDown show, we're gonna keep on bringing it. There might be a few kind of like changes in the SmackDown show, but it'll be myself and Emma bringing it week in, week out. So like, subscribe, get involved in the chat because we love that. And I
Yes.
just want to take this last comment before we say goodbye. Leanne got the IC with China's name on it. Wow.
That's amazing. Wow.
I love that. I love when you're
I
talking
love
about
that.
something. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty brilliant.
That's that's lovely.
Jesus. That's gorgeous.
Ah,
That was
Jace.
very Dublin of me, wasn't it? I was like, Jesus. Um,
Ah, Jace.
Come here, Anto. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But to everybody who commented in the chat, to anybody who watched for however long you watched, thank you very much. We'll be with you before New Year's, but from a SmackDown crackdown standpoint, we wish you a very happy New Year. We cannot wait to see you in the new year.
Year.
This oh, did you do it?
I'm sorry.
See you next year. Who said that?
I'll see you next year, guys.
Deadly. So look, we will see you next year. Emma will open the show next week. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Like I said, upper tier YouTube channel, like, subscribe, do everything you got, and we will be live again next week. And keep an eye on the channel. Right. Good night. God bless everybody, and thank you all for joining us.
Bye, everyone.
All the best.
Thanks, guys.